Hello, my name is Philip Bloom and welcome to a hotel room. This isn't my home. I spend 2/3 of my year generally staying in hotel rooms, and this just happens to be another one. And today I want to talk to you about something I always travel with, and that's my Philip Bloom Pocket Dolly. That does sound a little bit wrong, but seriously, this is a fantastic piece of kit, and the reason it's got my name on it is because Kessler Crane asked me, what is it you specifically need from a dolly? And I told them what I needed, and I gave them all the specs that I said, and we worked together to create something which was perfect for me, and what I would assume would be perfect for shooters who do much the same sort of work as me. And I'm going to show you and talk to you about it today. First off, when you get the Pocket Dolly, it comes in either a 2-foot or a 3-foot version. This is the 2-foot traveller size version. It comes in a case. This is my favourite size. You can get a 3-foot one, but because I travel so much, I need one to go in a suitcase, and that is why I like the 2-foot one. A 3-foot one is nice. It's going to give you an extra foot of length, but for me, the 2-foot is what I use just because I travel so much. So you get the bag with it. Let's take it out of the bag. It's strapped in. Let's get this baby out. Nice and secure. Ready for it. Here we go. This is very securely strapped in. This is the case it comes in, and this is the actual Pocket Dolly itself. Now it comes with these babies. These are called the outrigger feet. You get 2 of these to go on either end. You don't need these if it's going on a tripod, but if you're putting it simply on the floor or on a table, you screw these babies in, and even unlevel ground, it's absolutely fine because it has adjustable height feet on each of the 4 corners. So when you buy the Philip Bloom Pocket Dolly, you get the 2-foot or the 3-foot dolly, the case, you also get the feet, and you also get one of these. This is a flathead tripod mount adapter, so you can put a flathead tripod straight onto this baby. And so with this flathead adapter, I can take a simple tripod head like this cheap 701 HDV head from Manfrotto and screw it onto top. This is not a fantastic head. This is simply used by me to just get the position of the camera into what I want and then do the dolly move. If you want to do any really nice pans and tilts, you're going to need to get a better fluid head than this. But for basic moves, this setup works absolutely fine. So we can put the camera on it, lens cap off, and we have a nice, simple dolly move setup. I don't want to keep saying my name, so I'm just going to call it the PB version. What's exclusive to this PB version is the drag control, which is from the Cine Slider. This doesn't exist on the Pocket Dolly by Kessler Crane, which means you can change the speed and the resistance for slower moves. To really slow moves if you want to. Having this fine control is really great. Also borrowed from the Cine Slider is the permanent crank handle here. Now you can use this to move the dolly. Personally, I just leave it on there because it adds the inertia that we need to create smoother movement. So when you let go, it doesn't stop immediately, it just slows to halt naturally. Personally, I operate everything from the actual head. If I had a better head on here, I could even do some simple moves as well. But as I said, this is quite a basic head and really should be used just for positioning the camera. But the movement is absolutely smooth. This is a very, very precise tool. This has been tested up to 60 foot away using a laser, and at that point it was just 0.125 inches of deviation. That's a tiny, tiny amount. For something like this, it is absolutely fantastic. This baby is really well made. This is all handmade. Everything is hand assembled and crafted. It takes each one of these dollies 18 hours of labor to put together. It's a very, very precise instrument. But it doesn't stop just there. You can use it manually, but you can also put on a motor, and that's where the fun actually starts. So this is what we need to turn this baby into a motorized dolly. First off, you're going to need the Oracle controller, a motor. This is the 100 speed motor. I have a battery pack and power lead here to power both the motor and the Oracle, and of course the bracket to fix on the actual motor itself. And the way you fix on the motor is exactly the same way you would do it with the actual ceiling slider, not the standard Pocket Dolly. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. Going to unscrew the drag control. Keep these bits safe. You need to put them back on for when you go manual. So we put the bracket on next, and we tighten it by putting it up, and you can loosen it by bringing it down. Tighten it up, loosen it. Let's get it tight on there. Then with the protrusion facing downward, we put the wheel in, so it slides in. Lovely. We take the motor, put the motor over the wheel, and then with our 2 screws, we screw underneath and lock it down. I tend to put this knob back on the top here, just for safekeeping. Remember, keep these 2 bits safe because you're going to need them. And what we also need is a way of sending power to the actual motor and also information to the motor. We use an Ethernet cable that comes with the kit. We plug it into the Oracle. Let me just get the other end of it. We put a coupler on one end and then plug it into the motor. And now we have a motorized slider for obviously motorized moves, and we can also do some really great controlled time lapses. You can program this baby to move this 2 foot in any amount of time you want, anything from like 20 minutes through to a year if you have the patience for it. It's so controlled. Something like this, depending on what I'm doing for a day to night time lapse, I could set it using the actual simple mode to move the 2 foot in about 7 hours, and it's a fantastically simple piece of kit to use. So this is what's so great about this Pocket Dolly system, and particularly my version, is it has all the features of the ceiling slider in a really portable, compact package with no compromises. This will take a fairly substantial weight of camera. It's not going to take a full-size camera, but it certainly can take an AF100, an F3, an EX1 with a 35mm adapter. It can take that, and it can take DSLRs, of course, absolutely no problem. And the cool thing is, it packs down lovely into a suitcase. Of course, if you're going to have the 3 foot version, you will need a larger bag to carry it in, but you do have that 1 extra foot length, which can come in really handy at times. So this is it, that's the Dolly. It's a great piece of kit.